In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to put textures onto this final building. It looks pretty good, nice, and looks like some simple geometry, nice low polygon count. I'll go ahead and check to see if there's any UV mapping or if we need to start from there. Looks like, alright, so it looks like we don't need to, alright, so we have a kind of a T shape. That's kind of an indicator that it's originated from a box. So let's go ahead and get started. So what I'm going to do is break this into channels. So let's see what you got here. You do have, okay, go ahead and name them. I'm going to call this, I know it's not a curtain, but I can't think of what that is, an awning. Alright, so it looks like you have some of this stuff. Alright, so that's nothing. I'm going to go ahead and delete this one. Delete layer. Let's see what this is. Alright, delete layer. Create new layer, and I think this is a sorry for the cough. I'm going to add that. That's going to just be called roof. Alright, so this will make it easier to kind of organize it. Just make a whole bunch of these, probably about less than 6 or so. This is going to be sidewalk. Since we have a sidewalk color, I could probably just get enough to do the UV mapping of all this, and the coloring is easy. It's just Photoshop. Let's hit 5. Okay, let's go ahead and get all the railing. See if they're all related. Yep, that's good. Oops. Alright, that's cool. It's all on one floor. Right, and I'm selecting one, holding shift and going up on the up arrow key if you don't know how to do that. And we're going to go ahead and add a new layer. Second floor underscore railing. Okay. Again, I'll probably give this to you because you probably need to get going on this this file so you don't have to redo this section. But anyways, it makes it easier. All right, so we're gonna call this inner wall. Okay. Okay. It's like I'm not sure if that belongs there. I think that's probably a window. And then I think we've got, there we go. Let's see what we all have here. That's a good job here. Nice corner pieces. Oops. Could probably duplicate that over here. This corner piece. Make it look nice. You probably will do that in Unity, I'm not sure. Alright, so we're just trying to make it easy so we can select things. Add selected layer. Oops, I did not want to do that. Alright, let's just edit, redo. Let's select. Let's see. Shoot. So I had to just go back in time and so it wasn't on this layer. So I'm going to do a new layer. And I'm just going to say railing, or what could I call that? Corners, TC, etc. Alright. Brain's not working this morning. So anyways, let's add that. I think you have a little something here too. Not sure why there's multiples. Alright, well, anyways, you can figure that out later. We're going to call this interior. Interior. Alright, save. Alright, so it looks like we're getting somewhere now. Probably want to break these apart too. Alright, so I'm just going to call this wall underscore 1. That's selected. Wall underscore 2. Add selected, and then we'll just keep going. Add selected. Add selected. Add selected. Alright. So you get the point. So just go nutty with organizing this, because it will help you in the end, because you want to be able to see one at a time when you're UV mapping. Alright, we got wall 3, wall 4, and there are actually 5 walls. Wall 5. This is a great model to UV map. So let's go ahead and do wall 1. Okay, we'll select it, hit F, make sure it's in the center. And I'm just going to go ahead and select it all. And we'll go to a viewpoint where it's flat. Alright, so now we're going to go to Windows, UV Editor. Put that off to the side. This is where it helps to have a large monitor. Right now I'm on a tiny little laptop. We'll go to, instead of rendering, we're going to go to Modeling, UV. And this is important, we're going to do a planar, but we're going to go to the dialog box and make sure we have it on camera. Keep image ratio and deformers, bounding box. Make sure it's not on an axis, make sure it's on a camera. Right, boom. Okay, there we are. I'm just going to go ahead and pull this up and out of the way. Okay. Make sure it looks like it's in the same ratio, which it is. It looks good. Pull this down just a bit. Alright, so now what we got to do is got to keep UV mapping, but some of the stuff is skewed. So when we did a side or a front planar projection on this, the stuff on the sides got skewed. So we put that texture that you gave me, that kind of plaster, this will be just smeared. Just because the angle of the attack of the projection. Okay, so now what we need to do is this takes time. Again, I'll give you this file so you don't have to go through all this process, but for the next one, let's just go in here. Okay. Keep selecting it. I don't have to worry about the bottom and the top. That's going to be covered by the roof, or at least the bottom will be covered by the concrete and flooring. You don't have to really worry about that. All right. Okay, so just going to spin around, make sure they're all selected. Alright, looks good. And then make sure you don't have anything else selected by accident. Alright, so we're going to go to front view. Alright, so you can see they're all highlighted, and I'm just going to go ahead and do another planar. Planar. We already have it set. So boom. Go right click UV. Pull that up. R. Squeeze that down, and basically we want the same ratio as the side of the building. We'll organize this a little bit, but you want so it doesn't get smeared or pixelated like the others. All right, so pull that off to the side. Excellent. And now just one more. Just need to do the tops here of the arches, and maybe even the top of the roof. All right. I'll show you a little trick, makes this a little bit easier. Instead of going click, 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 click all the way through, I'm going to go to Maya Preferences, and we're going to go to Selection, Settings. This always takes me a while. The selection. Alright, so you see whole faces. If you go center, it's nice to know that you can go in and out of this, but if we go center, go to face, see those dots? Makes it a lot easier to grab them. Now watch this. I can just do a marquee and I'll select all those faces instead of going one by one. It'll make you mad if you have to do the other way. Alright, and I'm just going to do the top row. Okay, so we're going to see what that looks like. So you can see they're all selected using that selection process. And I forgot those. It's a good thing I did a real quick check. I'm just going to do a marquee here. Marquee, can do it in perspective. See, they're all selected. And make sure nothing on the side is selected. Anything in the back that you don't. So the top row is selected. Looks like we will be using, be able to see the top because we did, looks like you modeled the roof. Alright, so we're going to go to a top view. Let's see. Alright, so top view is there. Just going to go ahead and do another planar. Okay, so we're going to go to Windows, UV. Right, there we go. Okay, I'll pull this off to the side. Alright, so now what we got to do is select this, and all of this has to fit in this box. I know this is tedious, but it's the best way to get textures on there. It goes edge to edge. I'm just going to pull in just a bit, just in case there's an overlap. Okay, this we can fit in here. We're just going to hit W. And whatever you do, make sure you don't overlap the lines here. Okay, so I can zoom in. Just make sure you try to get a 90 degree right there. You can see the lines get straight. Put that on top. Whatever you do, don't go like this, because once you do, you have to UV map everything, which can be a very big pain. Alright, so now we're going to put this into place. W. Alright. So this should be the same length as the top, so we need to skew it down. Basically, you're trying to get all the proportions the same, so there's no weird skewing or pixelation. You want to make sure all that plaster looks the same. Alright, so this is the front and back of the building. This is the arches. No, I'm sorry, this is the arches, and this is the side walls. Alright, so let's go ahead. I'm going to stop there. I'm going to go ahead and save as. And put this on to cafe model. I think that's the name of it. And I'm going to call it THOM, Tom, and then 1, so I know it's mine. Okay, cafe model, save as. Boom. Alright, so we're going to stop the video. This is our first one. And then I'll continue UV mapping the rest. And again, I'll give this all to you so you don't have to do this whole process, but this will be helpful in your next building.